Hare Krishna. So I'll read this question. This question has been dropped in Hindi, so I'll first read it in Hindi. शुद्ध भक्ति के लिए हमें क्या क्या करना चाहिए? So what all things we should do for pure devotion? So this is a very, very good question, very important question. See, to start with, to get devotion for Krishna, भगवान के भक्ति के लिए, to get devotion for Krishna, we have to start chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is the first step, and as we climb our spiritual ladder, we'll continue to chant. It is not that we start chanting on first step, then when we move on, we stop chanting. But depth of our chanting will increase. That is more important for us to understand at this level. And then the second important thing is, can we continue what we start with in a spiritual life, like chanting, right? For continuing, for being stable in our spiritual life, we need association of devotees, right? So bhakti ke liye bhakton ka sang avashyak hai. We need to associate with devotees in order to cultivate devotion. That is very important, right? So the most important thing is chanting, right? Chanting is the first step, and second is association, right? And by association, what we will understand, that we should try to discuss scriptures like Bhagavad-Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. That what we are doing, right? These are the starting steps for cultivating our devotion. Thanks for asking this question. Okay, so we have a second question. Okay. So I don't have a question. Okay. So this ABCD is very good formula, for our initial devotional life. A for association, B for book reading. Book reading means Bhagavad-Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam. C for chanting, and D for diet. Diet is taking Krishna Prasad. So currently, I told you last time that I am in Jagannath Puri. So in Jagannath Puri, Mahaprasad of Jagannath is very famous, right? So that prasad, eating prasad is very important. Diet, D for diet. These four things. A for association, B for book reading, C for chanting, and D for diet. These forms the main pillars. And I'm going to bring Mahaprasad of Jagannath for all of you for sure. So, okay, we will take the next question. You can drop your questions on the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask the question. Okay, so there is another question which says that how many rounds we should chant. How many rounds means like one mala is 108 times you chant this mantra. There are 108 beats in one mala, right? In one chanting beat, there are 108 beats. So you have to chant in each beat. We will chant the whole month. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in one mala, we chant this month 108 times. So in ISKCON, we chant 16 rounds daily, minimum 16 rounds daily, right? So you can start with chanting 1 round, right? Or you can start with chanting 2 rounds and gradually come up to 16 rounds. So the way we chanted one round in our center, Bangalore, IBC center. Right? Similarly, we chant 16 rounds. So you can unmute yourself or drop your question on the chat box. So there is a
हरे
question.
कृष्णा प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्णा। निर्विशेषवादी के बारे में थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन कर दीजिए सर। निर्विशेषवादी।
Okay. See, निर्विशेषवादी को हम दो तरीके से समझते हैं. There are two things, two aspects of निर्विशेषवाद. There is Brahmavad and there is Mayavad. Right? Brahmavad. So personality of Godhead actually has three aspects: Bhagwan, Paramatma, and Brahman. So, and how are they? Like, personality of Godhead is known as Bhagwan, Bhagwan Shri Krishna. Paramatma is situated in all the hearts, in every atom also. That is Paramatma, realizing absolute truth at the level of Paramatma. Third is realizing absolute truth at third level, which is absolute truth is available and everywhere, can be realized everywhere. So that is not Brahman realization. Like sun as a planet ruled by Vivaswan. Then we see sun at a second level where it looks like a disk. That is Paramatma realization. And third is sunlight spread across. That is Brahmava. Right? Now there is a class of people who defame Krishna's personality. So Krishna's body is spiritual. But some people say, no, Krishna is also like a normal human being. Right? And he has come from impersonal, like from light. His body is also like us. So that is known as Mayavad. They are the people who are defaming God, God's personal form, the highest form. So they are known as Mayavad. I would request if you can please ask questions relevant to the topic we discussed in our first session, that is, secrets of happiness. That will be better. So I have a question on the chat box regarding prasad. That how do you offer prasad? What are the things? So in Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna is mentioning that in 3rd chapter, 13 verse, Yagna Shista Shina Santo Muchante Sarva Kilvisha Bhunjate Te Chok Papam Ye Pachanti Atma Karana. That anyone who eats any food stuff which is not offered first to me is eating sin. And what can we offer to Krishna is also mentioned in Bhagavad-Gita in 9.26. What? Pataram Pushpam Phalam Toye. That you can offer Krishna water, leaf, fruit, and vegetables. So these things you can offer. So vegetarian diet is what you can offer to Krishna. So you can prepare bhoga for Krishna, offer to him, and the whole family then can eat. So you make like for 6-7 people, but from that you take out a portion, one plate, offer it to Krishna for 5-10 minutes, and then you can distribute it to all the family members or mix it in the main prasad, and then all the family members can eat. So that is known as, that is how it becomes prasad. And all the family members, breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever they take prasad. So you can drop your questions on the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask questions. So there is a question. How is the association happening in ISKCON Bangalore? Very nice question. So see, association is the way we are now associating online, right? Offline association, we as devotees, we meet very regularly, right? Every Sunday, we have a Bhagavatam class starting at 8:30, right? And then almost all the devotees, they come, online or offline. They come for Bhagavatam class. After Bhagavatam class, we have Aarti, then we take Prasadam. And then every day there is a program in ISKCON which starts with Mangal Aarti at 4:30 a.m. Then from 5:15 we all chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We all sit for 1.5 hour or 2 hours. We sit and chant, right? And then we have also some other programs, house programs, in evening, on weekends or weekdays, whenever people are available. We go to different houses and conduct small programs where you can invite your family members. We can conduct that on a weekly basis or whenever you want, right? So there are different forums where as devotees we meet together. And we have many centers in ISKCON. So the one where we are conducting this program, AECS layout, right? ISKCON Whitefield, we have many centers associated with that also. In Kanamangala, in Panathur also. Then we have a temple in HBR layout in Sheshadripuram, and like ISKCON temple. So I hope I was able to answer. This was what you meant when you were asking about association.
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Just
Hare
wanted to check, is it only for initiated devotees, like,
No. Anyone can come.
Okay.
Yes, anyone can come. Actually, Bhagavatam class we are conducting there on daily basis at 8:30.
Okay.
So it's not only on Sunday, but Sunday most of the congregation comes on Sunday, and anyone can come there.
So is it online or only?
It is on Sunday. It is available online as well as offline. The rest of the days, it is only offline.
Okay.
Yes.
So it is at 8:30.
Yes, 8:30 a.m. in morning.
Okay. So evening there is no program, Prabhuji?
Evening we conduct Aarti at 6 p.m. in AECS layout.
Okay.
Yes. And in evening, we conduct many house programs. Many house programs on Saturdays and Sundays. So depending where you are located, we can get you connected. Did you come to the center this time?
No, Prabhuji. I'll be coming this mostly this weekend. Last time I attended only online.
Okay, sure. So you can get in touch. Like, is there any volunteer who is in touch with you?
Yes.
Right. So you can reach out to them. Or what I can do, I can also share my number here, my and Madhukant Prabhu's number. So you have our number also. Sure, share that. You can anytime, anyone can get in touch with us. Madhukant Prabhu, you can also drop your number. So there is another question. No, see, my request was that it will be good if we discuss questions related to the topic we had. But let me answer the question. How you can get initiation, right? Initiation means Diksha, Guru Diksha. So basically in ISKCON, you have to chant 16 rounds and follow 4 regulative principles, right? And then you can get initiation. These are the basic things which you have to do. Then you can get initiation. And the another question is, why do we face hurdles on the path of bhakti? Why do we face? Okay, I'm muting. Why do we face hurdles on the path of bhakti, on the path of devotion? See, those hurdles are actually going to test you. For example, why do we conduct exams, test for our children at schools? The whole purpose is so that they can prepare well. They can, and then we can check, and then they realize where they are and they put more efforts. Similarly, all these hurdles which we face in our life make us strong, make us realize where we are in our devotion. And when we are in touch with devotees, when we have good association of devotees, that will help us, to just walk through these challenges seamlessly. It is not that difficulties will not be there, but we will be totally dependent on Krishna, and we will be in association of devotees. So we can see through those challenges. We can walk through those challenges easily. And then, Prabhuji, I'm able to chant 4 rounds, 2 rounds, not 8 rounds. How to be more concentrated, right? So there is a question that this devotee is already chanting, sometimes 2 rounds, sometimes 4 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra. And the question is that how we can become more focused towards our chanting, right? So these are all important questions which are coming. See, the thing is, the duration of a day from morning to afternoon to evening, it is in different modes. The duration of the day impacts our mind, our psychology. Morning is very good time. That is why if you see in temples, the Mangala Arati, the whole chanting and most of these things, they happen in morning. So we as ISKCON devotees, we chant our rounds after Mangala Arati. So 4:30 the Mangala Arati starts. Arati is till 5:15. From 5:15 to 7:15, 2 hours we chant our rounds. Because that morning time, is very peaceful time. And you can concentrate. You can focus on your chanting. So one request is try to chant your rounds in morning as much as possible. Try to keep yourself in a place which is, which does not have distractions. Right? Like you should not put on the TV and chant, just keep watching a mobile phone and chant. Right? All these distractions should be kept away when you are chanting. Chant in a peaceful place. Even if you are chanting at home, try to sit in front of your temple. Right? So the environment is also important. Then also the posture. It is always good that you sit and chant. You sit and chant. That will be the best thing, rather than just walking or doing things around and chanting. So these are the things at the level where we are that will help us to concentrate and focus. Okay, there is another question that how we can really get love, from Krishna. See, Krishna is also a person. He is supreme person. He has feelings. He can see us. He can see through us. Right? So as we become pure, right, through different stages, we will start realizing presence of Krishna everywhere. We will always be conscious of Krishna, right? And when the basic steps are same, you chant nicely, attentively, associate with devotees, read scriptures, Bhagavad-Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Try to hear the lectures. Those things are going to help you. Prashada, that will again help. So these are the basic things which will help us, to get devotion. I don't have any more questions on the chat box. So you can unmute yourselves and ask a question. Or you can drop your question on the chat box, whatever you like. You can either unmute yourself, ask question, or Neeraj ji, do you have any question? If not, I'll mute you. Okay, so I have a question here.
Hello.
Yes, Neeraj ji.
Hey, just want to check one thing. So how to overcome your depression, anxiety? So how to overcome this one?
Yes. So, see, why do we get depressed and anxious? And if you remember, Neeraj ji, did you attend our first session?
Yes, I was there.
Right. So did you see that Arjuna, we discussed towards the end of the session that Arjuna so got anxious and depressed, right?
Yes,
and
yes.
Bhagavad-Gita is like a motivational talk. And why did he get depressed? Why did he become anxious? He became depressed because he said, these are my relatives, these are my friends, these are my grandparents. How can I fight with them? How can I kill them? And you remember we discussed that was Arjuna right in his justification of not fighting. And almost all of you said yes, right? So, and I said, we will discuss this in the subsequent sessions. So, basic understanding is we become anxious and depressed when our so-called plans, they fail.
Yeah.
Our expectations, what we expect from people around us, they are not met. Right? We become anxious. Or expectation from, from job, from family members, from friends, or things around. Then we become anxious. But if we have spirituality along with us, and that is how Krishna will give this motivational talk. Bhagavad-Gita is like a motivational talk. And we'll go systematically that how should we live our life so that we don't end up being anxious or depressed or feel isolated. How should we live our life? How should we do our work? What about relationships and other things? Our subsequent topic are, how we can be successful, how we can overcome sufferings, right? How should we do our work? So these are some of the topics which we will be having. Right? In those topics we will discuss in more detail. But in nutshell, it is when our so-called plans they fail. Right?
So yeah, as a human being, we make plans, and that did not materialize. That also no. This happens. Okay, but still on the top of that, so how to treat this one? How to take that one?
Yes, so that is what I said. That in subsequent sessions of our Gita course, we will explain.
Oh, okay.
Our topics are how you can be successful. What What are the things that will make you successful? Right? What should be our mindset? How you can overcome sufferings? What are the things? What is our vision which causes those sufferings? How we can overcome sufferings? So these are very relevant topics, of our Gita course. So we are going to discuss these in great detail, and you will enjoy.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So if you attend, it will be, you will
Next
really like.
again will be there.
Yes, next is a key to success. Then tips to overcome suffering, art of work, right? Importance of guide, balanced lifestyle. All those topics are relevant. Okay, Neeraj, thanks for asking. So next question is, so can I check who is this? Oh, this person is born about Oasis tutorial. Is the person still around? Okay, let me. Prabhuji, in Mahamantra we chant Krishna and Ram. Why we are not reciting other avatars? Right. See, very nice question. Very nice question. It is when we are chanting something, it is not that, how many avatars are there. It is not just 10 avatar we think of. In Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, third chapter, it is written that there are as many avatars as there are rivulets of a river, tributaries of river, uncountable incarnations. So it is impossible for us. So what Brahmaji has given is the best in a nutshell. Right? Because we are in Kali Yuga, we cannot recite and understand Vedas. Right? We cannot even understand basic 700 words Bhagavad-Gita by ourselves. We need so much of help. So what Brahmaji has done is given a discount for Kali Yuga. He said, you please chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And in Hare Krishna Mahamantra, there is everything in it. Krishna, the word Krishna means all attractive. And Ram means all bliss, all enjoyment is there. Right? And Hara is energy of Krishna. So when we approach energy of Krishna, that may I be attracted to Krishna, right? May I be enjoyed by Krishna and Ram. That is our prayer. This is very, very powerful. That is why this is known as Mahamantra. Very powerful. Specifically for Kali Yuga. Right? So this mantra in itself has everything. Madhukant Prabhuji, please feel free to add on things if you want. So there is a next question, Prabhuji. Can we be able to get previous complete class recording? Yes. So actually, as I told you, I'm traveling. I am in Jagannath Puri currently. So once I am back, I will try to post the recordings on Sunday. Once I am back, I will be back on Saturday afternoon. If possible, I will try to do that on Saturday itself before our next session. But if not, then I'll post the recordings. I'll share the recordings personally to individuals. Yeah, I'll do that. So Nagendra Prabhu, who is your volunteer? If you know your volunteer, you can reach out to your volunteer, Ravi Shankar ji. So I will give it to Ravi Shankar ji and he will share it with you. Okay, please tell you ask from him also, and he can reach out. Just a second. Thank you, Guruji. Can we keep other god and pray with Krishna like Hanuman and Lord Shiva? Yes. See, we have to have proper understanding, right? So, what is the position of Krishna? What is position of Shiva, Hanuman, Durga, Brahma, Indra, Ganesha, all these things. And that is why we have planned this session very systematic. If you see, the 8th topic is the Supreme Controller. So what is the relationship of Krishna with Lord Shiva, with Lord Brahma and other demigods? So we are going to discuss that in detail in the 8th session, the Supreme Controller. Okay? And thereafter, also we will, those who are interested, we will conduct other sessions, right? So you can understand. So there will be a very clear understanding. See, these are known as demigods, Devi and Devtas. So Devi and Devtas can be worshipped, but in proper understanding. Right? So there is a question that how we can develop the service attitude, right? See, nothing can happen overnight. It will happen gradually. We have to follow the process. If we follow the process, basic things, just chanting, hearing, reading, association of it, you continue to do that, and gradually your love for Krishna will manifest. So keep patience, follow the process, right? Significance of Tulsi Devi, how we should pray. Very nice question. So, see, Tulsi Devi is going to help you substantially in your devotion for God, for Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. Why? Tulsi Devi herself is a pure devotee of Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. So if we worship Tulsi Devi, in ISKCON temples, we worship Tulsi Devi in morning at 5 a.m., at around 5 a.m. and in evening, at around 6 p.m. And we do Aarti of Tulsi Ji by offering incense, sticks, diya, lamp, and flowers, right? And we sing a song also, right? So if you are interested, you can reach out to us on WhatsApp, and we will share what Aarti we do. And we also circumambulate Tulsi Devi, right? Parikrama of Tulsi also. So Tulsi, worshipping Tulsi will facilitate you in your devotion to Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. That's a very good practice. Oh, wow. This is a very nice question. What is the exact meaning of karma according to Bhagavad-Gita? Now, this is an interesting question. See, karma is substantially explained in the first 6 chapters. Primarily, third chapter in itself is Karma Yoga, titled as Karma Yoga, and 5th chapter also Karma Yoga. Right? While in 4th chapter also, which is Divya Gyan, transcendental knowledge, also talks a lot about karma. See, karma means any action, reaction to an action. It can also mean inaction, right? So there are many meanings to the word karma, depending on what is the context in which you are using that word. karma. Okay? That is just a general, but this is a very deep subject in itself, right? Karma means if you are doing something, an activity, right? That in itself is a karma. If you are getting a reaction to an activity, that is also karma. Right? And inaction, what inaction actually means, akarma. Akar means if you are doing something in devotion, in spirituality, that is akarma. So that is an activity, but that activity will not fructify. That will not have negative or positive reaction. That is the aim of spirituality. Because if you do good karma, you will get good reaction. But then you will have to take birth again to live, to enjoy those good reactions. If you do bad karma, you will have to live, to bear the fruits of bad karma. So that is why we do activities in Krishna consciousness, for Krishna, so that we can overcome karma. So this is explained in great detail in Bhagavad-Gita, karma, akarma, vikarma. Very nice topics. Sachinji, did you get your answer?
Shri Gaura, could I add something?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so as you know, Shri Gaura Prabhu mentioned, the overall this topic of karma is really very deep and it takes some time. But just to understand this with a very simple example. So like we all are like grown up adult, yes, and as an adult, now we have options of working as a professional or as in a company or something, yes. So now what all options we have, and from that we can understand. So like if somebody is a graduate and now he's expected to work, yes. So now what all options he have, and accordingly we can understand karma, and then we can also understand what is the karma in terms of Bhagavad-Gita. So graduate, he choose, even though he's a graduate, he don't want to work and sit idle at the home. Yes, so he can work, but he's not working. So it is a kind of akarma. He can, but he's not. So neither he's harming somebody or nor he's getting any benefit to anybody, and he's just sitting at home. It's a kind of akarma. What else he can do? He can go and earn some money, and with that money he can feed his family and enjoy his life. This is called sakam karma. So you are acting, but you are acting to gain some benefit. So that is sakam karma. He can also go and start stealing. That is also kind of, although he's a graduate, he start stealing somewhere, which is a vikarma. So he is acting, but he's acting for somebody's harm. So that is a weak karma as per the Bhagavad-Gita. And then what he can do, the best option, that he work as per his capability, and whatever money he earns, so for example, he earn 100 rupees and he go into the market, buy some atta, cook some chapati and offer to the Lord and eat that roti. This is also a karma, but then this karma has attached him to the Lord. He's not that doing that karma for his own self gratification, but he's using that karma to enhance his attachment towards Krishna or towards God. So this is the best kind of karma. So these are the different bifurcation of the karma which you can choose, and this choice is always with us, that we want to do akarma, we want to do sakam karma, we want to do nishkam karma, or we want to do vikarma. And based upon what we do, our result will come. So if we do the karma for the pleasure of the Lord, we will attach to the Lord. We will do karma for our family more, then we attach more to the families. If we do vikarma, then we'll get negative reaction. If we don't do anything, then we will not be growing as a human. So these are the 4 different types which explain Bhagavad Gita. So hope I answered it to an extent.
Thank you very much, Madhukant. So we have a next question. People say our fate is written. Means our kundi is written. How we will behave throughout our life. So we're praying God change our fate. Very nice question. See, this is also related to karma. Now, what happens, for example, if in fate there is that you will get wet in rain, right? The fate is that you will get wet in the rain. Now, this is your destiny, right? But in your current life, if you take an umbrella, you can protect yourself. Although it is raining, but with your this karma of this life, you can do something which can help you, which can protect you from the reaction. And that umbrella is spiritual practices. Otherwise, all the material things, when a medicine is manufactured, there is an expiry date. How much efficacious the medicine will be, it is written. Similarly, when we are born, our expiry is written. When we are going to leave this body, how much fame we will get, how much wealth we will get, is all destined. But how we react to the situations which are destined to happen is important. That is still in your hand. It is not that we are robots. You still have your independence on how to react to the situation which are destined to happen. Depending on that, you can change things. Primarily, it is spirituality, right? Which is never destined, which keeps adding from your previous life, but which is not so-called, you will do this mechanically, this is defined. That is well in your control. And if you take on to spirituality, it is said that okay, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Actually, there was some problem in the internet connectivity. Are you able to hear me now? Madhukant,
Yes,
are
we
you
can hear now. Yeah, we can
Okay.
hear you now.
Okay, good. So let me switch on my video also. Just a second. So is it fine if I don't switch on my video? So let me answer the question. Right. So we'll be praying God change our fate. Yes, God can change our fate. Yes, for sure. Okay. So were you able to hear the answer fully, or should I repeat it? Yes. Okay. So it's okay. Okay.
Prabhuji, it's better to repeat because on the halfway actually we lost you. So in short, if you can summarize.
Okay. So yes, see, what is destined are material things. When we are born, all those things are destined. Like, when we will leave this body, how much fame we will get, how much money we'll get, all those things are destined. But, and I gave you an example of that rain. That rain is, you are destined to get wet in the rain. But you still have your independence to use umbrella. So with the help of umbrella, you can protect yourself. Similarly, it is the situations will be put forward, but how you react to those situations, that can help you to overcome the things which are destined to you. And spirituality is the thing which will help you. So God, yes, and you can say God, yes. Krishna can help you with everything. And it is said that if you start chanting, one mantra in itself has so much power, right? So if we regularly chant, this chanting will protect us from everything, and it will nullify all our past sinful lives, and we will start relishing that real happiness. So that is why, that is one of the aspects of spiritual life. So spirituality definitely, undoubtedly helps us, to overcome our destiny. Okay, there is a question: is any difference between Lord Krishna and Lord Vishnu? So this again is a very good question, and sometimes little confusing for people. See, it is known as Vishnu Tattva. So yes, Lord Krishna is also Lord Vishnu, right? Lord Ram is also Lord Vishnu. So Vishnu is like a Tattva. Lord Narsimha is also Lord Vishnu. Parashuram is also Vishnu, but there are different categories. For example, if you are, for example, Mr. Gopal, for example, okay, Mr. Gopal has gone to office. Now, when he's in office, he goes in formal clothes, right? Now, his children cannot come to his office and play around with him, right? So that is a very formal place. Although he's Mr. Gopal, but he has to be formal there. Then Mr. Gopal comes to his home and he's sitting in his living room. There, some guest can come and meet, and he's not in a very formal dress. He can be still in casual dress, but also even there, his children can be more casual. They can approach him, but they cannot just play around and things like that. It's little casual, but it's still not fully casual. Some formalities are there. But when Mr. Gopal goes in bedroom, no one is around, and he's with his family, intimate family, he can just play around with them. Children can make him hot. They can be on top of him and around, and very casual, right? It's the same person, but in depending on where the person is, who is around him, he manifests himself differently. Similarly, Lord Vishnu, for example, when he is very, very formal, that is where, we worship him in awe and reverence, right? Like Lord Narayan worship. When it is known as, for example, an worship in awe and reverence is like an office form. When the same Mr. Gopal comes in his living room, he's more casual, but is still not fully casual. That is like Ram Bhagwan. You can worship Ram Bhagwan in many different ways, which are not as formal, little casual, but not fully casual. But Krishna is, Bhagwan Narayan is, for example, Purushottam. Ram is Maryada Purushottam. And Krishna is Purna Purushottam. Krishna manifests himself fully for his devotees. So his Vrindavan pastimes, right? He's full, all in all, right? So there, Vishnu Bhagwan manifests himself fully as Krishna. So that is, same thing. He is Lord Vishnu also, like Mr. Gopal is the same person. So there is a question, but Lord Vishnu also belongs to Devta and called as Palanhar, supreme of Rajoguna. And Rajoguna also belongs to natural things beyond to Paramatma. Can you unmute yourself and ask this? Like, I'm not able to understand your question. Madhukant Prabhu, are you able to understand this question in the chat?
Similar way, Prabhuji. I mean,
My mic is not properly working. Okay. So I'm not able to really understand what you are saying, but Lord Vishnu also belonged to Devta and called as Palanhar, supreme of Rajoguna. See, Actually,
I
the
think,
Trinity.
I think Sri Gaura Prabhu, I think what I understood from the question is that Prabhuji is having an understanding that Lord Vishnu is also one of the Devta in Rajogun.
Okay, so if that is a incorrect understanding. See, I tell you, Lord Vishnu is in charge of mode of goodness, right? Lord Brahma is in charge of Rajogun, which is mode of passion, and Lord Shiva is in charge of mode of ignorance, that is Tamogun. They are in charge, right? They are all known as, the three of them are known as Guna Avatar. But it does not mean they are in Rajogun, Tamogun, or Satogun, right? Please try to understand. There's a lot of difference between in charge of a particular mode, particular gun, or being in that mode, right? Shivji, although is in charge of mode of ignorance, Tamogun, it does not mean that he is in Tamogun, right? Lord Vishnu is transcendental to all these, right? And Krishna explains that in Bhagavad-Gita when he talks about this. For example, if you see, Krishna describes in Bhagavad-Gita, Devi Yasha Gunmayi Mam Maya Durutaya Mame Evye Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. That Devi Yasha Gunmayi, Guna, Devi, which is composed of these three, is my energy. Mam Maya Durutaya, and it is very difficult to overcome that. Mam Evye Prapadyante. But those who surrender unto me, those who turn Maya Metam Tarantite, I help them to overcome these things. So those people who are surrendering onto Krishna, Krishna helps them to overcome these influence, of modes. Then how can we say that Krishna himself is in, all these modes? So that understanding is improper understanding, right? And Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna is not under the modes of nature. Okay. So I just want to check if I have missed any question. Last question. If God created us, then who is the creator of God? Last note. I promise one day I will be able to do 16 rounds. That will be best day of my life. Still I am under control of Maya now, I think someday. Yes. See, very nice question. So in Brahma Samhita it is said, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha Sarva Karana Karanam Anadi Adi Govinde. Ishvara Param Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Sarva Karana Karana Anadir Adir Govinde. So there are many Ishwar, there are many controllers, but Parameshwar is Krishna. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sat Chit Ananda Vigraha. His body is not made up of flesh, bones, and blood. His body is made up of Sat, Chit, and Anand. That is, his body is eternal, it is full of bliss, and it is full of knowledge. His body is not like a human body. And Sarva Karana Karanam. He is cause of everything. There is no cause of him. He is cause of everything. Sarva Karana Karanam. Anadi Adir Govinde. He is Anadi Adi. He is cause of everything. He is the source of everything. There is no source of him. That is why he is known as Parameshwar. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. He is the fountainhead of all other incarnations. Right? That is the definition of God. And I am very happy that you are trying your best to chant 16 rounds. This is very good. Please continue to attend our Gita course sessions and you will really relish them, right? This is our request. Thanks for asking these good questions. Just want to check if anyone has any comment, question, or any feedback before we end today's session. we'll try to conduct these question answer sessions, every week, so that you can, this is a good opportunity, for all of you to ask your questions. And because that on the day of session, we just give maybe 15 minutes in the interest of time. That's why we are conducting this separate session. Thanks all of you for joining. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
There was someone who was asking this last question. Who had the knowledge of Gita before Arjuna? Oh, I was, okay, at that time I was planning to share my screen. So in the 4th chapter, Krishna is explaining this. Evam parampara praptam imam rajarasho vidu sa kalena mehta yoga nashta parampara. And before that, this is the second verse, and the first verse, Krishna is saying that I gave this knowledge to sun god Vivaswan, and Vivaswan gave it to Manu, and Manu gave it to Ikshvaku. So this knowledge was coming, this way. So this Bhagavad-Gita, and in the course of time, this knowledge was lost, right? So called, it was not in mainstream. Lost means it is not that it was not available anywhere, it was not in the mainstream. So that is why it is said that it was sort of not available easily. So this knowledge is eternal knowledge. See, Vedas are eternal, right? But to human beings, for us, they were written, this Bhagavad Gita is part of Mahabharata. So it was Krishna only who gave this knowledge to Vivaswan, the sun god, and Vivaswan gave it to Manu, Ikshvaku, and that is how it was coming. Okay, great. Very nice, very nice. Thanks all of you for asking very nice questions, very good questions. Keep attending our sessions, and we will conduct these, Wednesday question and answer sessions frequently, so you can join. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Madhukant Prabhu, and thanks all of you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.